Have you ever paused to wonder what your life might become if you stopped holding so tightly to the opinions of others? Imagine waking up each morning unburdened by the weight of judgment, free from the exhausting need to meet invisible expectations, and untethered from the fear of failure. Instead, picture a life where you move boldly, unshaken by external noise, rooted in a quiet confidence that comes not from what you own or achieve, but from an unyielding trust in your values. This isn't a distant fantasy reserved for philosophers or sages. It's a transformative mindset grounded in the wisdom of ancient Stoicism, available to anyone willing to embrace it. For so many of us, life feels like a relentless performance. Society demands we achieve more, the family expects us to fulfill roles, and even our inner voice whispers that we should always be better, stronger, and more successful. These pressures often trap us in a cycle of comparison and validation seeking, where every decision feels shadowed by the question, "What will they think of me?" We fear failure for its implications and the possibility that it may diminish how others see it. In this way, fear becomes a silent thief, robbing us of authenticity, freedom, and peace. But what if this fear is an illusion, a construct we've allowed to dominate our thoughts and actions? What if letting go of this fear could unlock a more fulfilling, grounded, and fearless way of living? Stoicism teaches us that external opinions do not define us, nor are we enslaved to the outcomes of our efforts. Instead, it challenges us to focus on what truly matters, cultivating inner virtues like courage, wisdom, and resilience. These timeless principles invite us to step away from the chaos of societal expectations and into the calm clarity of our truth. Consider this. How much of your energy is spent trying to avoid discomfort, silence criticism, or prove your worth? What if you could face these fears with grace and poise instead of running from them? Imagine holding your ground in the face of uncertainty, not because you're unafraid, but because you understand that fear loses its power when you refuse to let it define your actions. This is the essence of living with the mindset that you have nothing to lose, a way of being that frees you to live boldly, authentically, and purposefully. As we explore the profound insights of Stoic philosophy, you'll discover that true strength lies not in avoiding risk or controlling outcomes, but in embracing the unknown with steadfast confidence. This is not about recklessness or apathy. It's about realizing that the most meaningful things in life, your character, your peace of mind, and your ability to act with integrity, cannot be taken from you. By letting go of the need to control what is beyond you, you'll find the courage to navigate life's uncertainties and the wisdom to see challenges as opportunities for growth. So, ask yourself, what would your life look like if you no longer feared failure? What paths might open if you stopped living for the approval of others and started living in alignment with your deepest values? The answers to these questions are not merely philosophical musings. They hold the power to reshape your reality. The journey begins here with the willingness to let go. 1. The trap of external validation. For many, life is a relentless pursuit of approval, a subtle, unspoken chase to align ourselves with the expectations of those around us. Society, family, peers, even strangers. We let their perceptions shape our choices, often without realizing the extent of their hold. The allure of validation, while comforting in the moment, is deceptive. It binds us to a fragile sense of worth that hinges on how others see us rather than who we are. This constant striving to fit into the molds others set for us creates an invisible prison, one that Stoic philosophy urges us to escape. External validation is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it feeds our ego, making us feel accomplished and accepted. Conversely, it demands that we conform, trading authenticity for fleeting applause. The problem lies not in seeking recognition, but in allowing it to dictate our sense of value. When we tether our self-worth to how others perceive us, we hand over the reins of our happiness and peace. We become trapped in a cycle of needing more recognition, approval, and proof that we are enough. This cycle often comes with a profound cost: the erosion of inner freedom. We hesitate to take risks for fear of criticism, avoid speaking our truth to sidestep conflict, and shape our identities around what others want. However, Stoicism teaches us that these external opinions are, in fact, beyond our control. What others think of us, how they interpret our actions, and whether they applaud or criticize is entirely theirs. When we allow these uncontrollable forces to govern our lives, we lose sight of what truly matters: cultivating our character and aligning our actions with our values. Consider how much of your energy is spent managing perceptions, whether it's curating an image, defending a decision, or fearing disapproval. How often do we sacrifice our peace for the approval of someone whose opinion holds no accurate weight in life? The Stoics remind us that clinging to these external measures of worth is futile. Marcus Aurelius writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Our strength lies in reclaiming that power and redirecting it inward toward building a life rooted in self-awareness and virtue. Breaking free from the need for external validation does not mean disregarding others or living in isolation. Instead, it means recognizing our inherent value, independent of external praise or criticism. This understanding liberates us from the fear of judgment, allowing us to act authentically and with integrity. It opens the door to a more profound sense of freedom, one where our choices are guided not by the shifting tides of others' opinions, but by the unshakable foundation of our principles. By shifting our focus inward, we see that others can need the validation we seek. It is fleeting, conditional, and often inconsistent. True peace and fulfillment arise from within, from knowing that we have acted by our values and done our best, regardless of the outcome. This is the wisdom the Stoics offer us: the courage to let go of what we cannot control and the clarity to pursue a life of meaning and authenticity. 2. The mindset of having nothing to lose. What would it feel like to live as if you indeed had nothing to lose? To face each day not with the anxiety of protecting what you have or fearing what you might fail to achieve, but with a calm assurance that external circumstances cannot diminish your worth and resilience. This mindset, central to Stoic philosophy, is not a call to recklessness but an invitation to embrace life with courage, clarity, and freedom. Living with the belief that you have nothing to lose begins with recognizing that much of what we fear is illusory. Fear often magnifies the consequences of failure, creating a mental barrier that holds us back from pursuing opportunities or taking risks. But the Stoics remind us that failure, loss, and change are inevitable parts of life. They are not to be feared, but accepted as natural occurrences. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." The anticipation of loss is often more painful than the event itself, and by freeing ourselves from this anticipation, we open the door to a fuller, more authentic existence. At its core, this mindset involves a profound shift in perspective, letting go of the need to control what is beyond you and focusing instead on what lies within your power. The Stoics teach that while we cannot control outcomes, we can always control our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. When we internalize this truth, we begin to see that our happiness and peace do not depend on external achievements or possessions, but on the strength of our character and the clarity of our purpose. This mindset also encourages boldness. When you live as if you have nothing to lose, you are no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure or judgment. You can take risks, speak your truth, and pursue your goals without hesitation. This does not mean acting carelessly, but approaching life with the understanding that setbacks are temporary and do not define your worth. Each risk becomes a step toward growth, and each failure a lesson that strengthens your resilience. Moreover, adopting the nothing-to-lose mentality fosters a sense of detachment, not from life itself, but from the fleeting attachments that often weigh us down. It allows you to enjoy your achievements, relationships, and experiences without fear of losing them. This detachment is not indifference, but a deeper appreciation for the impermanence of life. By embracing the temporary nature of all things, you can savor the present moment without clinging to it, knowing that your value is not tied to what you have but to who you are. Imagine the freedom that comes with this mindset. You are no longer held back by what others might think or the possibility of failure. You act not to prove yourself, but to fulfill your potential, guided by your principles rather than external pressures. This is the essence of living with nothing to lose, a life of courage, authenticity, and inner peace. The path to this mindset has its challenges. It requires constant self-reflection and a willingness to confront the fears and insecurities that have shaped your decisions. But as you begin to let go of these fears, you will find a profound strength within, a quiet confidence that no external circumstance can shake. This is the gift of Stoicism. The realization that when you focus on what truly matters, you discover that the only thing you genuinely risk losing is the chance to live a life of meaning and purpose. 3. The role of Stoic principles in living fearlessly. In a world brimming with uncertainty, the teachings of Stoic philosophy act as a compass, guiding us toward a life of courage, clarity, and resilience. At the heart of this ancient wisdom lies a profound truth. We may not control the world around us, but we can always control our response. This understanding forms the foundation of living fearlessly, a life where we embrace challenges, navigate setbacks, and pursue what truly matters with unwavering confidence. Central to this philosophy is the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control, famously articulated by Epictetus. He reminds us to distinguish between what is within our power and what is not. Our thoughts, actions, and values lie firmly within our domain, while external outcomes, others' opinions, and the whims of fortune remain beyond our influence. This simple yet transformative distinction liberates us from the futile struggle to control the uncontrollable. By focusing on our internal sphere, we reclaim the energy wasted on fear and redirect it toward cultivating strength and purpose. Another guiding principle is the embrace of Amor, Fati, or the love of one's fate. This is not a passive resignation to life's hardships, but an active acceptance of all that joy and sorrow unfold as necessary parts of our journey. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything thrown into it." Similarly, when we learn to view every experience, success and failure alike, as an opportunity for growth, we begin to see life not as a series of obstacles, but as a canvas for our resilience. This shift in perspective transforms fear into curiosity, setbacks into lessons, and uncertainty into a space for discovery. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of practical wisdom, the ability to act thoughtfully and intentionally rather than react impulsively. In moments of conflict or adversity, our instinct might be to lash out or retreat, driven by fear or anger. But Stoic wisdom urges us to pause, reflect, and carefully choose our actions. This deliberate approach fosters a sense of calm and control, enabling us to respond in ways that align with our values rather than our fleeting emotions. Practicing this discipline daily strengthens our ability to face life's uncertainties with poise. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to cultivate gratitude for the present moment. Too often, we are preoccupied with what we lack or fear losing, overlooking the abundance already within our grasp. By shifting our focus to the blessings of the here and now, we find contentment and develop the courage to act without fear of loss. Gratitude grounds us, reminding us that true wealth lies not in possessions or status, but our character and relationships. Lastly, the principle of Memento Mori, or the awareness of our mortality, is a powerful motivator. By confronting the reality of our finite existence, we are inspired to live with urgency and intention. The Stoics challenge us to ask, if today were our last, would we act differently? This mindfulness strips away trivial concerns and places our focus on what truly matters: our integrity, our contributions, and the legacy we leave behind. We cultivate a fearless and grounded mindset by integrating these principles into our daily lives. We learn to navigate the uncertainties of life with resilience, approach challenges with curiosity, and pursue our goals with steadfast determination. The Stoic path is not one of perfection but of progress, a continuous journey toward becoming our highest selves. In embracing these teachings, we unlock the profound freedom to live boldly, authentically, and with a sense of purpose that no external force can shake. 4. Overcoming fear through perspective. Fear often shadows our lives, casting doubt on our decisions and paralyzing our ambitions. Yet, much of this fear is rooted not in reality but in our stories. Narratives of worst-case scenarios, imagined failures, and exaggerated consequences. As the Stoics teach us, living fearlessly is not to eliminate fear but to confront and reframe it, using perspective to see through its illusions. At its core, fear thrives on uncertainty, feeding on the unknown. It whispers questions that demand answers we cannot yet provide. What if I fail? What if I lose what I've worked for? What if I am not enough? These questions, while natural, often distract us from the truth that life's outcomes are rarely as catastrophic as we imagine. The Stoics remind us that the worst we fear is seldom as devastating as we anticipate, and even when adversity strikes, we possess the inner strength to endure and grow from it. One of the most powerful practices for reframing fear is premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This Stoic exercise involves visualizing potential challenges or setbacks, not to dwell on negativity, but to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for what may come. By contemplating the possibilities, we strip them of their power to surprise or overwhelm us. Seneca writes, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming." This practice not only diminishes the hold of fear, but also enhances our resilience, equipping us to face difficulties calmly and clearly. The Stoics also challenge us to question the validity of our fears. Is what we fear truly as devastating as we perceive it to be? Or have we magnified it in our minds, giving it undue power over our actions? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. By examining our fears through the lens of reason, we often discover that they are built on fragile assumptions. This awareness allows us to reclaim control, directing our focus away from fear and toward purposeful action. Moreover, fear often arises from a fixation on outcomes, whether we will succeed or fail, be accepted or rejected. The Stoics urge us to shift our focus from results to the process. What matters, they argue, is not the external outcome but the effort and integrity we bring to our endeavors. This perspective frees us from the anxiety of achieving perfection, allowing us to act boldly and authentically. As Epictetus teaches, make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Finally, the Stoic perspective on impermanence provides a profound antidote to fear. When we accept that all things, successes, failures, possessions, and even life, are temporary, we begin to see that nothing is permanent to lose. This realization is not meant to provoke despair, but to inspire freedom. It reminds us to value each moment, to act decisively, and to release our grip on the illusion of permanence. By embracing impermanence, we transcend fear and step into a life of courage and presence. Overcoming fear through perspective is not about suppressing or ignoring it, but transforming it. It is about recognizing that fear is a creation of the mind, and with the right tools, we can dismantle its grip. We develop the clarity and strength to navigate life's uncertainties through preparation, rational questioning, process-focused action, and acceptance of impermanence. This is the fearless path the Stoics illuminate. A path not free of challenges, but one where challenges are met with resilience, wisdom, and unwavering courage. 5. Cultivating a Stoic mindset. Building a Stoic mindset is not a single act of enlightenment, but a continual practice, a conscious effort to reframe how we perceive the world and navigate its challenges. It begins with a fundamental shift, from seeking fulfillment in external achievements to discovering strength and serenity within. In a society that often equates success with accumulation of wealth, status, or recognition, Stoicism invites us to reject this narrative and instead cultivate a life grounded in character, virtue, and inner peace. At the heart of the Stoic mindset is the practice of self-reflection. The Stoics believe that an unexamined life is prone to distraction and misdirection. By reflecting on our actions, intentions, and emotions daily, we learn what aligns with our values and what is not. This process is not about self-criticism but self-awareness. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Reflection allows us to see where we have faltered and where we can do better, fostering a mindset of growth rather than guilt. Equally important is the practice of detachment. Detachment does not mean disengaging from life or becoming indifferent to its joys and sorrows. Instead, it is about loosening our emotional grip on outcomes beyond our control. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This principle teaches us to focus on our efforts, our choices, our discipline, and our integrity, while accepting that forces outside our influence often shape results. By detaching from the uncontrollable, we free ourselves from unnecessary worry and cultivate a sense of calm resilience. A Stoic mindset also requires the development of courage, not only in facing external adversities, but also in confronting our inner fears and insecurities. It takes courage to live authentically in a world that often pressures us to conform, pursue paths that align with our values even when unpopular, and stand firm in our principles despite criticism. This courage is not about fearlessness, but about acting in the face of fear and trusting in our ability to adapt and endure. Another critical element is gratitude. In the rush to achieve more, it is easy to overlook the abundance in our lives. The Stoics remind us to pause and appreciate the simple, often unnoticed gifts that surround us. The companionship of a friend, the warmth of sunlight, or the opportunity to learn and grow. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering contentment and a deeper connection to the present moment. As Seneca wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Lastly, a Stoic mindset embraces purposeful action. It is not enough to think about what matters. We must also live it. The Stoics emphasize aligning our actions with our values, ensuring that every decision reflects the person we strive to become. This requires discipline, intentionality, and the willingness to say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that nurture our growth. Cultivating a Stoic mindset is a journey, not a destination. It is a practice that deepens with time as we learn to see challenges as opportunities, detach from what we cannot control, and anchor ourselves in the virtues that define a meaningful life. It is not about perfection but progress, a continual striving to live with wisdom, courage, and integrity. In embracing this path, we discover a quiet strength transforming how we respond to and inhabit the world. This is the gift of Stoicism, the ability to live fully, freely, and fearlessly, guided by the principles that matter most. 6. The transformative impact of the nothing-to-lose mindset. Adopting the mindset that you have nothing to lose does more than liberate you from fear, fundamentally reshaping your life. It tempoed wears you to approach life with clarity and purpose, unburdened by the constant need for validation or the paralyzing fear of failure. This transformation is not simply about removing barriers, but unlocking your potential to act with boldness, authenticity, and unwavering determination. When you live as if you have nothing to lose, you are no longer weighed down by the fear of rejection or judgment. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to grow and prove your resilience. This shift enables you to take risks aligning with your deepest values and aspirations, whether pursuing a career change, building meaningful relationships, or standing up for your beliefs. The courage to act despite uncertainty becomes your defining strength, and with every step forward, you form an inner confidence that external circumstances cannot shake. This mindset also fosters a profound sense of freedom. By letting go of attachments to specific outcomes, you free yourself from the anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. Instead of obsessing over whether your efforts will result in success or failure, you focus on what you can control: your effort, attitude, and integrity. This detachment from outcomes doesn't diminish your ambition. It refines it, allowing you to work toward your goals with focus and clarity, unclouded by fear of what lies beyond your control. Moreover, embracing the nothing-to-lose mentality encourages authenticity. When you stop worrying about how others perceive you, you are free to express yourself fully and live in alignment with your values. You make decisions based on what truly matters to you rather than conforming to societal expectations or the approval of others. This authenticity deepens your relationships and enhances your sense of purpose as you build a life that reflects your true self rather than a facade shaped by external pressures. Perhaps most importantly, this mindset cultivates resilience. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with both triumphs and setbacks. When you internalize that you have nothing to lose, you equip yourself to navigate adversity with grace and strength. You no longer view failure as a personal defeat, but as an inevitable part of the journey that offers lessons and opportunities for growth. This resilience becomes a source of empowerment, enabling you to rise above challenges and continue moving forward, no matter how difficult the path is. The transformative power of this mindset lies in its ability to reframe how you see yourself and the world. It teaches you to prioritize what truly matters: your character, relationships, and pursuit of a meaningful life. By letting go of fear and embracing the unknown, you can achieve more and live with a profound sense of freedom, courage, and fulfillment. As you cultivate this perspective, you'll discover that the only thing you ever had to lose was the chance to live authentically and fully. And with every choice guided by this mindset, you come closer to embodying the wisdom of the Stoics, a life lived boldly, rooted in virtue, and unshaken by the tides of fortune. Conclusion: life is fleeting, unpredictable, and filled with moments that test our resolve. Yet, within this uncertainty lies the power to transform our fears into freedom and our challenges into opportunities for growth. The Stoics understood this truth, offering a roadmap to live boldly, guided by inner strength rather than external pressures. When we let go of the fear of failure, the need for validation, and the illusion of control, we unlock the ability to live authentically and purposefully. In this life, every action reflects our deepest values. The journey toward this mindset is not without effort, but it is one worth taking. Imagine the possibilities of living without the weight of judgment or the paralysis of fear. What dreams could you pursue? What risks would you take? The Stoic philosophy reminds us that we have everything to gain and nothing to lose by aligning our lives with wisdom, courage, and resilience. As you embark on this path, remember that true freedom comes not from avoiding life's challenges, but from embracing them with a steady heart and an unshaken spirit. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to a life of clarity and fulfillment. Suppose this resonates with you. and you're eager to delve deeper into the timeless lessons of Stoicism, personal growth, and ancient philosophy. In that case, I invite you to join this journey by subscribing to our channel. Together, we'll explore the principles that empower us to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and strength. Your next breakthrough could begin with just one idea, one shift in perspective. Hit that subscribe button now and take the first step toward a life with intention, resilience, and the courage to embrace all that lies ahead. Let's grow together, one Stoic insight at a time.